Welcome everyone to the channel. I'm Biggie Sweats and today I'm bringing you the Dragonflight level 70 PvE Outlaw Rogue guide. Now I know we're only a few days in, but I feel like I want to give you something that I've been using that I've been able to pump some DPS on. Now this is mine from the last dungeon I was in. As you can see, 38k overall. We were beating people by wild margins. So it's a very good cleave dungeon build. But before we get into it, make sure we like and subscribe, comment what you're thinking of Dragonflight so far. Hit up the Twitch Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 p.m. BST, 7 p.m. BST, all the way through. We're doing loads of viewer content, giveaways, so be there for that. Now, after playing with a few classes so far on Dragonflight, Rogue seems to be one of the stronger melee classes, especially Outlaw Rogue with the current cleave potential and whatnot. Sub is also performing very well, especially in PvP with the one-hit build. We've also been playing a lot of that. But today I'm showing you Outlaw, how you can pump to 38k to 40k overall damage in your dungeons. Now, we're going to start off with your stat rotation. So, while we're looking and gearing up, it's a good place to get your stats to a good spot before raiding and mythic dungeons come out. Now, I'm going to show them up on the screen. You're going to be doing agility, verse and crit around equal, then mastery, then haste. These are going to be your stat prio for most of season 1. If they change, I will of course do an updated video. So that's that. And now I'm going to show you what talents I'm running for mythic dungeons and single target as well. Now, this is what our Mythic Dungeons talents looks like, as I said. So, I'm going to go row by row and tell you what I'm using. Because the build has changed massively since pre-patch Dragonflight, and it plays so much cleaner. It's so much nicer. I'm enjoying Outlaw Rogue a hell of a lot. So, row 1 on the Rogue class side of things is Shiv, Blind, Sap. Row 2 is Feint and Cloak of Shadows. Yes, we're not playing Evasion, which is very weird, but we need the points later on for the damage boost. Row 3 is Nimble Fingers, Gouge, Trick of the Trade, and Shadowrunner. Row 4 is Iron Stomach and Subterfuge. Row 5 is Deadened Nerves and Cheat Death. And finally, Tight Spender. Row 6 is 2 points into Deadly Precision, 2 points into Thief's Versatility, and 2 points into Night Stalker. Then into row 7, we have 1 point into Vigor, 1 point into Acrobatic Strikes, and Improved Ambush. Row 8 is 2 points into Lethality, 2 points into Alacrity, and 1 point into Soothing Darkness. We're then going to take Deeper Stratagem, 2 points into Find Weakness on row 9, and finally Shadow Dance. Very weird that an Outlaw Rogue plays with Shadow Dance, but having access to Ambush and your stealth abilities for that little bit extra or mid-fight, especially with Blade Flurry, is huge. The damage you're going to be pumping, you're going to be hitting 80s, 90s, 100k with right gear as well. It's crazy. Now over to the Outlaw side of things, we're going into row 1 with Opportunity and Blade Flurry, of course. Row 2 is going to be Grappling Hook, Weapon Master, Combat Potency, and Ambidextrity. If I said that right, I'm not even sure I did. Then into row 3 with Combat Stamina and Adrenaline Rush. Row 4 is going to be Ruthlessness, Restless Blades, and Fatal Flourish. Row 5 is going to be Heavy Hitter, Devious Stratagem, Roll the Bones, and Quick Draw. Row 6 is going to be Audacity, Loaded Dice, and Dancing Steel. Row 7 is going to be Triple Threat, 2 points, and Improved Main Gouge, 2 points. Row 8 is Blade Rush and Precise Cuts. Row 9 is 2 points into Taken by Surprise, and 2 points into Fan the Hammer. Row 9 or 10, I can't even count, but Hidden Opportunity and Green Skin Wickets. You know that from the Legendary. Now, this is your Mythic Dungeon build. You're going to be absolutely slapping AoE. And I'm telling you, this is going to be primary throughout the expansion. Maybe not the whole expansion, but at least Season 1 with the raid and the dungeons. They're all going to be super ad heavy. So this could even work for raids or some of the bosses in raids. It's a very, very strong build. Even single target is very decent. You can see in the last boss here, I finished at 34.3k, which is a very decent amount of damage for a single target. So we're now going to talk about single target, raid cleave, and get you ready for that aspect if you want a bit more boss damage. Okay, so this is what your single target build looks like. More of a boss damage build, more of a raid build, but the first raid is very cleave, so you might primarily be using the dungeon build for that, but I want to show you this anyway. So tyrannical weeks or whatever, you have a single target build ready. So row 1, Shiv, Blind, and Sap. Row 2, yes, into evasion this time, Feint and Cloak of Shadows. Row 3 is Master Poisoner, Anthropic Poison, and Nimble Fingers. And finally, Shadowrunner. Row 4 is Iron Stomach with Subterfuge. Row 5, Deadened Nerves, Cheat Death, and Tight Spender. Row 6, 2 points Deadly Precision, 2 points Thieves Versatility, 2 points Night Stalker. Row 6, again, I don't even think I can count. Row 6, 7, 1 point into Vigor, 1 point into Improved Ambush. Row 8, 2 points into Lethality, 2 points into Alacrity, and 1 point into Soothing Darkness. Then into Deeper Stratagem again, 2 points into Fire and Weakness, and finally Shadow Dance. This is going to be probably what your primary builds will look like for most of the expansion, as Shadow Dance is so strong with Outlaw Rogue right now. It's nuts. Now, Outlaw side, things have changed here a little bit as well. So we're going to go with Row 1, Opportunity and Blade Flurry. Row 2 is Grappling Hook, Mobility, Weapon Master, Combat Potency, and Hit and Run. Row 3 is Combat Stamina and Adrenaline Rush, main CD. Row 4 is Ruthlessness, Restless Blades, and Fatal Flourish. Row 5 is Heavy Hitter, Devious Stratagem, Roll the Bones, and Quick Draw. Row 6 is Audacity, Loaded Dice. Row 7 is 2 points into Triple Threat, Count the Odds 1 point, 2 points into Improved Gouge. And then down into row 8 we have Ghostly Strike. We have Killing Spree. This is such an awesome ability to use, the way you just teleport around the boss or the enemy is so cool. Row 8 is Taken by Surprise, 2 points. 2 points into Find the Hammer. And then finally, Hidden Opportunity and Green Skin Wickers in the final row. This is what single target is going to look like, or more aimed boss damage, more single target aimed damage. Both are very strong. In my opinion, overall, I would keep using the dungeon or the raid cleave build, as it's a little bit stronger for more overall stuff, but both are really strong. Now I'm going to call out some best in slot gear that you should be aiming for, or that you can aim for in dungeons right now, so you can get set up for Mythic Plus in almost 2 weeks, and the raids as well. So I'm going to show you some best in slot gear on what you can work with or work towards when you're going for gear. So as you can see, I'm 369, and I've been trying to collect stuff as I go along, trying to get best in slot stuff as I go along. But the trinkets are weird. Like, there's some good ones that buff you up and they bring you down at the same time, and there's ones that are undertuned but it can still work well in your build. So right now, simming your gear is probably the best thing to do. Every new piece of gear you get, sim it, especially trinkets, because there's so many out there. So many dropping from rares, so many from World Quest, dungeons, everything. Sim everything. So right now, I'm rolling the Life Flame Ampoule and the Growls of Scarlet Tooth, just because they sim high regularly and I don't have to use trinkets. If I'm going with my best simmed build, it is Life Amp and the Homeland Raid Horn. Although this is a very undertuned trinket, in certain big pools it can do huge damage comboed with your gear and everything you've got going on, especially with Outlaw Rogue being so cleave heavy. It's very, very strong. However, there are better trinkets. I'm going to put them up on the screen right now. The two main trinkets that you want to be aiming for is the Globe of Jagged Ice from the Halls of Infusion and the Bottle of Spiraling Winds from the No Crew Defensive. These are S tier trinkets and are very, very strong. There are some A tier ones for dungeons as well, called the Agathor Puzzle Box, which I've also got that I regularly use, the Frenzying Signal Flare, and the Erupting Spear Fragment. They are also great trinkets as well. Now I spoke about trinkets, what about weapons? So, weapons also play a massive part into any melee class because you scale off them really well. So you want to be looking for your main hand as a rogue, Dragon Scale Ripper from Nelferus, or Refraction's Edge from the Azure Vault. For your offhand, you're going to be wanting to go into the Rock Carve Totemic Shank or the Croaking Dagger. Rock Carved is from Brackenhide Hollow, says in the name, it's obvious, and the Croaking Dagger is from Hordes of Infusion. These are your main weapons that you're going to be wanting to look for when you're doing Mythic Plus or currently right now. Now, as you can only run Mythic Zeros once a week, I would suggest, if you can't get these on Heroic, running whatever item level weapon is your highest. Right now, I'm running 2 maces because they're 269 and they would be better than anything from normal. Now, let's quickly run down best in slot dungeon pieces for each slot. Head, Crown of the Roaring Storms from Ruby Life Pools. Neck, Tuskar Bone Necklace from Brackenhide Hollow. Shoulders, Mantle of the Yearned Freedom from Azure Vault. Cloak, Mammoth Trainer's Drape from Nefarious. Chest, Invaders Firestorm Chestguard, Ruby Life Pools. Ferocious Hyena Hidebinders for your wrists from Brackenhide Hollow. Gloves, Subjugated Chilling Grips from Ruby Life Pools. Belt is Trogskin Waistband from Alderman. Legs are Lava Bearer Leg Wraps from Nelferus. Boots is Ancient Rock Walkers from Brackenhide Hollow. Ring, Platinum Starband from Algafar Academy. And Eternal Sentries from Alderman. Now, although they're the best you can get from dungeons, there are some farms that you can do to get item levels higher. Now, the ring I'm rolling is the Assembly Scholar's Loop. As you can see, it's 289, and your damaging spells and abilities have a chance to deal 25,000 damage. This is huge. This is a very, very good ring, and it's easily farmed, although it might have been hotfixed over in the Azure Span right here. So what you do is you talk to the NPC, do the quest, and then you just roll in here, join a group, get powers, and just kill. You'll pick up these things called, these purple items called like Cobalt Assembly something, and what you do is they just turn into rep. Everyone you pick up is rep, and if you get, here it is, the Cobalt Assembly to high, you can purchase this ring. Although, you don't have to go out your way and do it. It is just a nice little thing you can do. It's the same. There's lots of reputation that you can go and farm massively to increase your rep. If you can be bothered. If not, then everything I've just listed from the dungeons is perfect for you. Now, let's talk a little bit about rotation, because you guys always want to hear about that. So, make sure you have your poisons applied. Make sure you're in stealth, of course, adrenaline rush, roll the bones, ambush, and then we proceed into the normal rotations, which is adrenaline rush on cooldown, roll the bones if you have no combat enhancements active, slice and dice if at max, between the eyes, dispatch, vanish into ambush, pistol strike if you've got opportunity up, and sinister strike if you won't overcap combo points. Now, that's going to show you this in action. So, roll the bones. Blade Flurry, Adrenaline Rush, Ambush, Strike. We're going to use a Trinket, Pistol Shot, Slice and Dice, Ambush, Shadow Dance, Ambush again, Blade, Dispatch, Ambush, Dispatch, Blade Flurry, keeping that up always, Sinister Strike, roll the bones to get our buffs back active, Dispatch, Pistol Shot because it's procced, Strike, Ambush again, Sinister Strike, Dispatch. As you can see, what we're rocking right now with a burst like that. 67k on this AoE pack. And then you just proceed to follow. Trinkets going off. Ambush, Dispatch, Pistol Shot because it's proc, into another Dispatch. Ambush, Sinister Strike. So whenever you have the chance to be in your stealth or your stealth is active, Ambush is going to replace your Sinister Strike because it's just more damage. Sinister Strike when you're not in it and you don't have access to ambush. Roll the bones to always keep it up. Dispatch, always have Blade Flurry open. Obviously, Blade Rush to apply the dot. And then you just keep going. Adrenaline Rush on CD, and the rotation follows suit after that. So before we move on and talk about the single target rotation, now, when you're with Restless Blades, which is a new talent for Outlaw Rogues, things have changed. A lot of specs save their cooldowns to line up for effectiveness. But the spec is primarily designed around Restless Blades. It's almost never correct to hold any cooldown in any situation other than holding DPS. Our cooldowns are low impact but high uptime. Even holding them to Bloodlust is genuinely bad. So what that means is, always use them. If they're up, use them. You're going to need that damage. They're up all the time. Spam that damage. Spam that damage. Keep using your CDs. Right, so let's play about a bit with the single target rotation. I'm going to roll the bones before we go in. I'm going to initiate an ambush, straight into a vanish. Ambush again, then adrenaline rush, shot, trinket, ghostly strike, shadow dance, ambush, dispatch, ambush, dispatch, roll the bones, sinister strike, killing spree, as that's our single target talent. Look how cool that looks. Sinister strike, pistol shot because it's proc, big shot, ghostly strike, ambush, slice and dice, obviously for the speed. And then your rotation just follows from there. using stuff on CD, generating your combo points, ensuring the big shot is active, ambush when it's up, dispatch, always using vanish into an ambush. And what? That is some big damage right there. That is some nice damage. Now that is the end of the guide. Now, I know it's early on, and I will continue to update this guide as we go along the expansion. If it changes for Mythic Plus or Raid Release, I will also update it then, so do not worry. This should be good for now. For all types of content, I'll probably just be using the AoE build for a long time, as it is very, very strong. I hope the guide overall has been to your liking. The stats, the gear, the talents, I hope it's all helped you out, even just a tiny bit. Now go and have some fun with your rogue. Make sure you check us out over on twitch.tv/BiggieSweats at Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 PM GMT, 7 PM GMT. And make sure you like, subscribe to this video, and let me know how much you're enjoying World of Warcraft Dragonflight below. Until next time, peace!